Am I just the only trader that hates trading gold, but makes a lot of gold trade analysis and they end up playing out more often all the time? Now, if you're part of this ship, yeah, welcome. You could learn something from my gold analysis right here. And actually, there's a QMR. Remember, I told you guys I trade QMR or Quasimodo Reversal. Now, as you can see from this gold trade, there's a buy trade. Remember, if you go through my previous videos, right? On both my Instagram and on my YouTube, if you are watching any of these two right now, right? You notice I always say one thing all the time, right? If you are trading QM, remember the first thing I tend to say is a what? A liquidity sweep. Now let me quickly draw it out right here. First thing, this now we have two types, model one and model two. Maybe on my next videos over time, I might explain model one and two, but for the sake of time and for to explain this gold setup right here. Now this is QMR, right? This is completely model one right here. Now you can see this liquidity sweep, change of character on market structure shift, market creates structural liquidity, and then the second break of structure. And the market comes back to your what? Your QM zone, and here's where you take your what? Your continuation from. Now, this zone right here is your what? Your QM. Now, what's a QM? The low that the candle that swept off the liquidity, caused the field that swept off this field order block right here. This is your what? Your QM zone. Your stop loss go below the well protected low. Well, for the sake of time, let's proceed to the chart. Now, as you can see, what I noticed of Bitcoin, now this is what Bitcoin did for the past couple of weeks. Now, I noticed a liquidity sweep right here. Liquidity sweep happened right here. Market structure shift happened right here. And then market created on what inducement closer to your what your QM. Now I saw this. Why didn't I enter from here? Because I wanted to get another confirmation, because this is gold. Unfortunately, I don't trade gold. I wasn't on this trade. Take note. I didn't take this buys that happened, but I made the analysis. I'm not fond of trading gold. I'm more of a feature trader like S&P, NAS 100, JP225, German 30, German 40. That's where I kind of like love trading the more. So yeah. Then market tapped in last this was on Wednesday on the 29th of July. So market created this confirmation. Now this was where I started looking for the confirmation entry from. Now what do you notice again? Remember Quasimodo, the same thing, liquidity sweep, right? This is all I trade, and this is all I trade, and this is what I look out for every single time in the market, right? Market created a liquidity sweep. What happened again? We had a what internal change of character right here around this level. And then what happened? Market came back and created what? This inducement closer to your what? Your liquidity sweep. Now, this level, remember, line chart is very, very important when it comes to, for me, I kind of like tend to use the line chart more often. Now, remember this level, right? This is your QM zone. I tend to put my horizontal ray right there. QM zone, you can see market will return back. Remember, this QM zone means like breakout of resistance turning what? Back to support. That's why I use the line chart more often to get those sniper and perfect entry. And yeah, back to the candlestick chart. You can see our market return last week, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, last week, Friday, right? And this way market triggered. And then today, this morning being the, what's today's date? This morning being the 5th of August, and it smashed the TP. Right, take note, this is a 5-hour trade right here. Let's see, 5 RR. You can see, yeah, this is something very simple, And if you want to master QMR, right, feel free to go through most videos I have on my page. You could pick up one or two stuff right there. And also, I'm also in a trade right now. Remember on my past video on JP225, I made a breakdown on the daily time frame from JP225, and this is what's happening. Remember, I hit a loss around here. If you go through the previous video, I hit a loss on JP225, and I say I'm waiting for the daily level. Now let's go to the daily level. Let me show you the same thing. This is what I look out for. Daily liquidity sweep happened. Remember, daily liquidity sweep. Let me close this. The daily liquidity sweep happened with this candle right here. Daily liquidity sweep. The market will change of character or break structure on the daily chart. The market created this inducement. This right here is the inducement, daily inducement. And then what happened? The same thing, go to the line chart. You can see it. This now turn what? Support. Remember that liquidity sweep with the daily candle, right? That was a breakout of resistance, then turning what daily what support zone, QM, normal QM, and then I take the snapper entry. You can see from here, I didn't actually take the entry. I had to wait for a lower time frame confirmation, and that's where my 4 hours confirmation came in. Now, if you also notice on the 4 hours, what can you see right here? Let me go to 3 hours. What can you see? I can see clearly right here. You can see something right here. 4 hours swept. 4 hours swept. If you can zoom in, you can see it. 4 hours swept, 4 hours candle, then displaced and changed character around this level. This is what happened. And then market came back to what happened to the 4 hours order block. But originally, I had my SL around this level just because price had moved away from my entry. So I had to tighten my SL to this 4 hours low right here. So this actually is swing trade on JP at the moment. If the trade fully plays out over the next couple of days or over the next few weeks, I'm going to update you guys on the trade breakdown again. So anyways, hope you learned something from this right here. And if you're not following me, make sure to follow this account on my Instagram or my YouTube. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.